grade student? I'm Sir Ben, your grade 8 Muppet teacher. How are you? Hope you are doing well. This video lesson will help you understand our lesson in music for 4th quarter. But before we proceed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos and updates. We will be discussing traditional musical theater of Asia.
Our most essential learning competencies are the following. Number 1. Identify musical characteristics of selected Asian musical theater through video films or live performances. Second, describe the instruments that accompany Kabuki, Wayang Kulit, and Peking Opera. And third, describe how a specific idea or story is communicated through music, in particular Asian musical theater. At the end of the lesson, the learners are expected to: number 1. Identify the musical characteristics of selected musical theater. Second, classify the musical instruments of selected Asian countries. Third, appreciate the influences of the customs and tradition of the Asian countries in our life.
Have you experienced watching a stage play or a theater play? How was it? Did you enjoy watching? In this lesson, you are about to discover the traditional Asian theater art. Before we begin, let's try to name the musical theater shown in each pictures and arrange the jumbled letters. Are you ready? Let's start. Picture 1. The correct answer is Kabuki. Correct. Picture 2. Correct again. Peking Opera. Picture 3. Wayang Kulit. Good job. Those are the traditional musical theater of Asia that we already encountered during the 1st and 2nd quarter in arts. Today, we will have a unique experience on how this traditional theater music is performed. Theater arts is one of the Asian traditions of the people in Asia, particularly in Japan and China. This theater art form was transmitted from generation to generation. It mirrors or reflects life. Its key principle of theater is selectivity through the various forms of theater art. A specific form can achieve clarity, order, and beauty, rarely found in ordinary life. For first part, we will talk about Japanese theater. Japan is rich in culture and tradition, like ikebana and sakura, to name a few, represent the beauty of its cultural heritage. Kabuki and No are the two popular music theater of Japan. Kabuki is one of the traditions that is very popular until today. The traditional form of theater, which began at the end of the 16th century, became the most successful theater entertainment in the red light districts of the great cities. It's considered the most important Japanese contribution to the world of theater. No and Kabuki. Both are unique and genuine expressions of the Japanese spirit and culture. They mirror, however, taste and ideals of different social classes in profoundly different environments. Let us talk about the vocal pattern and technique. Sakura is one of the popular traditional songs of Japan. Cherry Blossoms is a traditional song that produces distinct characteristics used in the Asian style of making melodies, also known as the pentatonic scale. Vocal pattern and techniques in Japanese theater. Number 1. Iponchoshi, or the continuous pattern, used in speeches building up to an explosive climax in the aragoto, oversized, supernatural, rap hero style. It requires an extraordinary breath control that only few experts succeed in achieving. Second, Nori technique, adapted from the chanting of Joruri, implies a very sensitive capacity of riding the rhythms of the shamisen string instrument, declaiming each accompaniment. Third, Yakuharai technique, the subtle delivery of poetic texts written in the Japanese metrical form of alternating 7 and 5 syllables. Vocal and instrumental features. Dances and movements are accompanied by shamisen music, collected and popularized a number of aspects from all previous forms of Japanese music. Japanese shamisen music. Gagaku, classical court music imported from China during the 18th century. Kagura, theater from heaven, literally translated to God, entertainment, and performed in Shinto shrines. Japanese shamisen music, Nagauta, is very flexible, can be performed by one shamisen or by an entire orchestra of 20 musicians. 10 are shamisen players, while others play flutes, flute taken from the no, drums, the small drum, kotsuzumi, waist drum, otsuzumi, stick drum, taiko. This is the live performance of Kabuki music. Chinese theater. Chinese theater traditionally was considered as the highest form of arts in China. Peking Opera. Peking Opera is a form of traditional Chinese theater which combines music, vocal performance, mime, dance, and acrobatics. It arose in the late 18th century and became fully developed and recognized by the mid-19th century. The form was extremely popular in the Qing dynasty court and has become to be regarded as one of the cultural treasures of China. Two main styles of music. One is Hespil, lower. Second is Erhuang, higher. They utilize the technique called fanpan, which is commonly used for sorrowful songs, and it's only sung by birded characters. Peking Opera Orchestra. The orchestra of Peking Opera from the Western Orchestra. It comprises about 8 musicians sitting on the stools in the far corner of the stage. Each performance of Peking Opera begins with a talo and shagulo, a small and large gong and cymbals. In some performance, they also start with a single skin drum or kettle drum. The conductor usually sits in the center of the orchestra and creates tempo with this drum. Peking Opera Orchestra, traditionally the musicians are in view throughout the performance and are dressed in the same style as the stage assistants. They come and go freely and are never considered part of the stage picture. In contemporary China, the musicians are often sealed in an orchestra pit and kept off stage. Music is an integral part of every performance. It provides an atmospheric background, accompanies the many songs passages, control the timing of movement, and weld the performance into rhythmic whole. The Peking Opera actors. The actors' delivery of lines rigidly controlled by convention. Each role has its prescribed vocal timbre and pitch, and syllables are often drawn out with regards to conventional usage in order to maintain the appropriate rhythm. Each spoken passages are governed by strict rhythms and tempos. Chanted and sung passages are freely inserted into spoken monologues. Lines are rendered in extremely stylized manner. Here are the musical instruments in Peking Opera performance. The first group, aerophone. This cross flute usually played along with singing. Xiao, recorded flute, usually played along with singing. Sona, trumpet, announces prosperous occasions. Second group, cordophone, bow. Huqin, two-string instrument. Buqin, two-string instrument. Another cordophone or plaque. Yuqin, four-string instrument. Saxian, three-string instrument. Pipa, similar to lute with four strings. Another group of instruments, idiophone, the talo and shaolo. Small gongs signify the beginning of the performance. Naubu or bo, a pair of cymbals. Tampi, hu, kettle drum used to create the tempo of the performance. So this is the live performance of Peking Opera. Indonesian Theater. The Shadow Puppetry. Shadow puppet theater is well-known Indonesian theater, popular not only in their country but spread in several countries around the globe. Wayang Kulit. In Central Java, it is one of the oldest continuous traditions of storytelling in the world, which includes the use of puppet materials and background musical accompaniment to make it interesting to the audience. Wayang Kulit. Wayang is an Indonesian and Malay word for theater, something the puppet itself referred to as wayang. Kulit means skin and refers to the leather construction of the puppets that are carefully cut into a very fine tools and supported with a carefully shaped buffalo horn and handles and control rods. Performance of Wayang Kulit. The audience is the most important person in the Wayang Kulit performance. The dalang prepares all materials used like the cloth and the light for shadow. The puppet on the right side signifies the good character, on the left-hand side, the bad. The open space between them, about 2 meters wide, represent the stage. The dalang. The dalang is the puppeteer. He is characterized by his being creative, humorous, and flexible. He manipulates the puppet, sings, and taps out signals to the orchestra. He also speaks the parts of all characters. The use of the voice interchangeably is his main ability to give more life to a different character. Gamelan. A gamelan ensemble is comprised mainly by bronze percussion instruments augmented by other percussion instruments, strings, and a flute. For Japanese gamelan, saron, xylophone of heavy bronze bars. Bonang, set of bronze bowls. Gongs and kempul, hanging gongs. Kenong and kartuk, single inverted bronze bowl. Gambang, wooden xylophone. Rebab, two-string fiddle. Suling, flute. Kendang, horizontal drum beat with the fingers on the both end. Jelampong, a zither of 13 double strings. This is the live performance of Wayang Kulit. Now, grab a paper and pen and answer our next activity. True or false? Write the word true if the statement is correct. Write false if it's not. Are you ready? Let's start. Number 1. Kabuki and No are both considered as the most important Japanese contribution to world theater. Number 2. The dalang is the puppeteer of Wayang Kulit that manipulates the puppet, sings and taps out signals to the orchestra. Number 3. Talo and Shaolo, small gongs that signify the beginning of Chinese theater performance. Number 4. Iponchoshi is the continuous pattern used in speeches building up to an explosive climax in the Anagoto style. And last, number 5. Wayang Kulit is the traditional shadow puppetry of Japan. Let us check your answer. 1. True. 2. True. 3. True. 4. False. And 5. False. Very well, class. You did great.
For another activity, let us identify the following instruments used in Asian musical theater and classify to what group of instruments it belongs. Are you ready? Let's start. First picture, second picture, third picture, fourth, and last picture. You have 15 seconds to answer. Good luck! Time's up! Now, let us check your answer. First, kendang membranophone. Second, yukin chordophone. Third, shamisen chordophone. Fourth, pipa
chordophone, and last, bonang, percussion. Great job, grade 8! For your performance task, entitled My Favorite Puppet, name your favorite children's story and draw a puppet that represents one of the characters in the story. Here are the criteria for rating. Creativity 10 points, content 10 points, neatness 10 points, a total of 30 points. Do not forget to submit your work to your Muppet teacher. Good luck! For your last performance task, if you are given a chance to create a musical theater, what musical instrument would you prefer to use to be able to communicate to your audience? Don't forget to submit your work to your Muppet teacher. Good luck, grade 8! Hope you learned something today. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos and updates. This is Mr. Benhar B. DELMIGUEZ, your grade 8 Muppet teacher, saying, Felicians moving forward together. Stay safe. Till next time. Bye!